Hello, fellow students and active minders. My name is Lance. I'm the president of the University of Colorado Denver Active Minds chapter. We launched our chapter right before the coronavirus lockdown happened, so we had to get kind of creative about recruiting members. So I launched a project with a positive psychology approach where I interviewed anyone who was willing to talk to me about their experiences. And it was honestly therapeutic. It got us thinking about how the small things that we do for each other can change the world. So I asked people what they were learning on an individual level and what they desired us to learn collectively on a cultural level, and how they would do their part to be part of that change. Oddly enough, there's a lot of similar answers.
One thing that I've been talking a lot about is just trying to use this as an opportunity to get closer as people, to listen more, to have deeper conversation.
And be compassionate to yourself, whether that's having like a big wild cry or making yourself chocolate chip cookies. It's up to you.
Someone always told me that self-care is what you need in the moment. It could look like doing some yoga, it could look like eating ice cream. Like, it's just whatever you're feeling like you need in that moment.
I would definitely want to see like more affection between people, taking care of each other a little bit more, really embracing the idea of humanity.
Being more compassionate and caring towards others, because you just never know, when you won't have that interaction anymore.
Focusing on empathy as opposed to either sympathy or worse, apathy. If you can just carry a respect and a concern for other people regardless of what your relationship is with them, it sounds like cliche, but the world would be a better place and all that.
We gotta be there for each other. I'm gonna help you, you're gonna help me.
The biggest thing that we waste is time. Take time to slow down and kind of, the old saying, smell the roses.
Whatever the thing is you believe in, whether you have extra money right now or time, like money is time. So, whatever it is, find something that's important to you and figure out a way that how you can give back.
We have to be less individualistic. Yes, you gotta have your dreams and goals, but try to include other people in that.
If you are thinking like that you're alone, you so aren't, and there are so many like biological things that could be going on, or just things that are beyond your control.
If you are struggling, know that you're not alone.
You're not alone. Like, there are people who are there for you, who care about you. It's so easy to forget that when you're physically not in the same space as them.
I want anyone who's suffering to understand, A, they have a purpose, right? Mm-hmm. B, they have people around them that love them.
2020 has been an absolute mess, but something good can come from it. Just like the pain of a fever helps us recover from an infection, or the pain of mental distress forces us to change our ways, this collective pain that we're experiencing can catalyze some meaningful change.
Life sucks right now. What can we do about it? Now that we've gone there, what can we do?
I do think that we have a lot to be hopeful about, even though so much of the narrative is about how stuff really sucks.
You have to see opportunity in bad situations, because if you didn't, things would just continue to be bad.
COVID-19 has revealed a lot of fractures within our society, and I think it's up to our nation's youth to not only fix those fractures, but to build new structures. If we all have this mentality, change is not that hard to make. We just all have to work towards this and make those small little changes that will snowball into big changes.
Interconnectivity is really important to understand through all of this, and the ripple effects that it has on society. So something that you're doing that you think is small and doesn't affect a bunch of people could be affecting people on a large scale.
You don't have to be out there doing things to have a huge impact. Maybe it's just being a friend or being that good son to your mom or your dad or whoever needs it the most.
What you just said, a lot of other people have said on this project, and that's not to downplay your input or anybody else's input. It's showing that we have a collective mindset already. We just need to put it into action.
That's what Active Minds is all about, right? Building a community that's full of members that are dedicated to improving themselves and improving those around them.
That sense of feeling like we have someone who can relate to us and have our back can sometimes make a whole lot of a difference.
Yes, everyone's mental health is individual, but when we have a community behind us, it allows us to take care of ourselves a lot better.
Now, we've started to see these positive cultural changes stem from the Black Lives Matter movement, but I fear that we have started to delve back into a culture of being divided. So what I want from you, fellow active minders, is to encourage this conversation of what am I learning, what can we collectively learn, and what can we do to work towards a common goal. So help me in trying to start these changes by engaging with your fellow members in this conversation.